Hey guys, welcome to another session of Ninja Hack. So today we'll be taking a look at another great challenge on the LetsDefend platform. Like I said earlier, it's a great platform to learn, to upskill, and practice a lot of on how to investigate a lot of incidents within a SOC environment. So basically depict how a SOC environment looks like, where you have a monitoring dashboard, a log management, case management, endpoint security, threat intel, and the likes, and they have a lot of great challenges on the platform, that may make, basically that is drawn from real life scenarios, because most of the challenges here are not simulated. They are real life challenges, right? So for today, to have a view of what we have within the number of alerts we have, we can go onto the monitoring dashboard uh, that gives us an overview of the alerts that have been reported. As you can see, we have alerts ranging from low severity to medium and high. And as best practice, it is better and it is good, to always prioritize incidents that are of high severity. So we have about 3 of them here. So we're taking a look at the phishing URL detected, that particular rule that was detected. So we'll take a look at what we have on this alert. So guys, so we can see that we have this alert was reported. The event time is April 4, 2021 and around 11:10 p.m. Right? So we can see the rule that was triggered as per the alerts, phishing URL detected. We can see the source IP address, the host name, the destination IP address, and also the destination URL, hosting, what's it called? That is like the malicious link, right, that is sent to users. So that once you click on this link, it could lead to either a malicious payload download, on that particular endpoint, or it could trigger other events that could impact on that system, right? So we have the URL, the requesting URL, we have the user agents that indicates the browser or the plugins, that is used to deliver that web content. You can see we have Mozilla, and also it is a window operating system. A very good thing to note from this event is that the action is allowed. So like I would always do, a very good thing is to copy, can take a note of what we have, our event, so we can put it on a notepad, you know. Uh, so let's put our event on a notepad for reference purpose. So guys, where do we start from? We have some details to work with. So the first thing I want to take a look at is, let me check on this source IP address, right? This private IP address that we have, guys. Let's take a look at the log management to see, you know, uh, the logs that are captured for this IP address, right? To see what are the events, to have more, some sort of like more visibility into what we are trying to investigate. So a very good thing I would always want to notice the date of the logs. You can see that we have August 29, 2020, which is not what we are working on. We have April 04, 2021, which is, the same timestamp as what is reported on our monitoring dashboard, right? So you can take a look at it. So we want to make sure we correlate our logs with the events that is being reported, right? So let's take a look at our raw logs, guys. So from the raw logs, we can see requesting URL. Can see that it was, like I said earlier, it was allowed. You can see the process name, it's a chrome.exe, and the parents process that spun up Chrome, it's the explorer.exe, and we have also the MD5 hash for the explorer.exe, right? So from this stage, we might want to ask, is this explorer.exe a fake one or the legitimate one? Because like I said earlier, most of these attackers try to, obfuscate, try to, bypass detection. And one way they do that is to ensure that the name of their payload or malware, has the same name as a legitimate process on the system, because explorer.exe is a legitimate process. So a very good way to detect or to confirm these is to check the reputation of the file itself. So we can go on Virus Suiter. Let's take a look at what we have on Virus Suiter, to check the reputation of what's it called, the explorer.exe. So we can do this by, okay, we can drop here. Okay, guys, you can see that it is the, what's it called, the legitimate one, because it's not been detected as malware. So that is one thing that we've been able to establish from the logs. Okay, so don't forget we have a URL here. Okay, let's take a look at the reputation of this URL, if there's any information, because also on Virus Suiter, we can take a look at, can look up URLs, right? Okay, so guys, we are seeing that this particular URL is a suspicious one. It's been detected by over two, what's it called, anti-malware solution. First Point and Alpha Mountain, you can see detected as being suspicious. So let's take a look at the details. Maybe we can see the IP address that is mapped to it. Okay, guys, you can see the serving IP address. Does this look like what we have from our previous, from our monitoring dashboard? I think so, 192.64.119.190. So I think it is over almost the same thing, guys, that we are seeing, right? Okay, you can see this is the final URL that is being redirected into. Is there any other information you could gather? Okay, guys. Okay, is there any? Okay, you can see. So other links that are related to this malicious link. Okay, guys. Okay, so let's also take a look at the IP, which is the same thing. You could just click on it, see what we have on that particular IP. So it is flagged as malicious by Commando, right? If we take a look at the details where we have the WIS information, guys, you can also see that yeah, it's coming from US. Okay. Okay, so I think from what we have so far, we can establish the fact that we can go on to create a case for this incident, to investigate further. So like I said, one good thing that the LetsDefend tried to also depict is what we call the incident response playbook. Much like a written down step-by-step approach on how to resolve a security incident, right? So we are going to go through the playbook and answer a series of questions to help us investigate, and resolve this issue. So before we go ahead, I want to take a look at, since this security incident relates to phishing, right? So let's take it. That means there must be a mail that's sent to this user, right, to the internal user. And because that user clicked on it, and you can see that the action shows that it is allowed. So that means a mail would have been sent. So let's take a look at what we have on the mailbox. So we can search using the URL, right? Okay. So let's go on to look at what we have on the mailbox to see what sort of mail was sent to the username Mark. So guys, you can search over here. You can see this is the email. So you can see it's coming from letian852@gmail.com, right? You can see the same timestamp, right? It was sent to Mark, and you can see the body of the email containing this the malicious link, right? So from what we have so far, from the security incidents on logs, seems that Mark actually clicked on this malicious link, without investigating it. So guys would also want to take note of this information for reference purpose. Okay, so guys, let's move on. Yeah. Okay, so let's go on to answer the, okay, so from the monitoring dashboard, you have to take ownership because this seems to be more like an event that we need to take further investigation on. So I'm going to take ownership of that event. Yeah. So guys, it's moving from the dashboard to investigation channel. So that means I'm taking ownership of this particular event, guys. So from here on, we are going to, okay, create a case. So we want to create a case so that we can investigate this case using our playbook, guys. So I'm going to do this. Okay, let's go to create a case. All right, guys. So like I've explained, we are going to start off the playbook and go through a series of questions to ensure that we're able to, investigate and contain this incident. Okay, so you can see collection data. Please check alert details for below. Source IP address, destination, and the user agent, which we've done, right? So, search log, please search the log management. We did that, right? So we're able to also analyze, right, the, what's it called? The malicious URL, the IP addresses on using third-party, what's it called, sandboxing to, a threat intel platform. So even if we go on to check on, let's say, hybrid analysis as the case may be, I'm not sure. Maybe we'll have other information. It might just be the same thing that as we have for, let's see, okay. So we have okay, so we should drop a file or the URL. Okay, so let's go on back to pick URL. Take a look at what we have on hybrid analysis. So I think we're going to Analyse. I think I might need to log in. Uh, okay, so quick scan. Okay, so we have the IP address here. Domain. Okay, so guys, let's quickly do a quick scan for that URL. If there, okay, so I think I might need to log in now. So guys, this is what we have for this particular URL, guys, showing suspicious, right? Showing that this IP address is captured as being suspicious, like I said earlier from US, right? Okay. Oh, okay, a lot of, you can see showing suspicious. It's even seen as malicious, guys. You know, uh, it is captured as being malicious over here on hybrid analysis. So it's something that we really need to pay attention to. So aside from that, for it to be malicious, okay, let's take a look at this event, having it capturing it as being malicious. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so while that is loading, okay, so guys, I'm just trying to see if there are other information that is captured from what we've seen earlier. Okay, so guys, you can see these are certain DLL files application that is, related to that particular IP address. Okay. Okay, so it's big traffic. Okay. So guys, there's a lot of information here. Okay, so let's go on with the playbook, you know, so that we can answer all the various questions. So from what we have on the playbook, guys, we've been able to check to confirm that that particular IP address, is a malicious one, right? So being able to say malicious. Has anyone accessed the IP and accessed the IP URL or domain? As you can see that it was allowed, right? So it was accessed, so said yes, it was. Okay, so from what we have, you can see, did we go on to, so we'll go on to the endpoint, security to contain that particular machine, because we've been able to see that Mark was able to click on that malicious link, right? Then when he did, yeah, is it okay? When he did on the via the mail, you can see he clicked on this, right? And as a result, the machine was infected. So at this point, we'll go on to endpoint. Let's open the endpoint security. Let's take a look at that's the source IP address of the machine, so we can contain it. So we can do this. Click on the machine itself, right? You can see request for containment, right, guys? Yeah. So if you take a look at, you can see there are a lot of processes. This was where we have the Explorer, you can see, and this is the Chrome process that we saw, right? Okay. And guys, there's a lot of activities we are seeing over here. You can see there's a lot of malicious activities we are capturing from here, because I can see the presence of, VSS admin.exe, which is a legitimate application that is used to control what's it called, shadow copy file. So you can see that there's a command here that seems um, that is being run, to delete shadow copy. And this is a malicious activity, because once shadow copy file is deleted, it shows that we cannot revert to a previous instance of what's it called, of our operating system, right? So this particular command is normally used, especially in terms of ransomware attack, such that once a file is encrypted, you will not be able to revert to a previous instance, right? So that is what this is actually a malicious event. Let's take a look at some other. You can see WB admin delete system state backup. So there's a lot of events that is happening. So at this point, when Mark clicked on that malicious link, right, I think it's spun up explorer.exe. The legitimate file was used to spin up chrome.exe. And as you can see, a lot of other legitimate window processes were spun up. You can also see at this point that you can see the presence of outlook.exe, right? Okay, you can see explorer.exe was also used to spin up outlook.exe. There's a file called ab.exe. Let's take a look at what this file has. WMIC was also being, okay, so let's have a virus. Let's take a look at, yeah, information around this. Wow, guys, this is a malware. So at this point, from what we have so far, it seems that a file, malicious file named ab.exe was dropped on that particular system, right? was downloaded via Chrome, right? So once it was downloaded, I think it was run, it's spun up. You can see as a result, when the malicious file was downloaded, it was then we can see WMIC was a command was run, right, to delete shadow copy using WMIC on use in non-interactive mode. This is to ensure that detection is bypassed, right, in a stealthy mode, in a non-interaction mode, so that the user will not be aware of anything that's happening on the background, guys. So we can also see the presence of WB admin.exe. So this, you can see most of this command that has been triggered here have malicious purpose. The aim and the goal for what I'm seeing so far is, to encrypt the file, to carry out a ransomware attack, because one of the purpose of ransomware is to ensure that backup files are deleted before the attack is carried out. So this is what we are seeing from this attack so far, guys. Like I said, basically you can see VSS admin is used to delete shadow copy file in a quiet mode. All these commands are run in stealthy mode. These are not legitimate commands that are run, guys. So so far, guys, there's a lot of malicious activities that was being carried out on this endpoint. So there's a need for us to really contain this application. Okay, so if we go on to see the command history, we can see, okay, no agent. Okay, let's see, is there any network connection that was made? Okay, so of course you can see, guys, host contain. We need to contain because this is going to lead to a ransomware attack over here. So let's go back to our case management. So we've been able to contain this particular endpoint. So let's go on to add our artifact, guys. So what do we have here? We have a lot of artifact. The first is that we are able to see the presence of a malicious URL, malicious URL, yeah. Then we can also add others. Okay, so email sender, do we have, I think we have an email sender here. It was sent from this email address. So these are some of the artifacts we're able to gather during the course of our investigation. Okay, so I'm just going to email sender, right? Okay, so we can also add other artifact. What else do we have? We have a malicious IP address that was captured, which is 192. Okay, guys. So so IP address was blacklisted. Blacklisted IP address, right? So what else information do we have, guys? I think we have an MD5 hash from the parent process, which was gathered. Okay, so I think we can do that. We can go on to say sticky cap. Sorry. Okay, I think we have the log management. Let's go on back to the log management. Yeah. Copy out the hash. Okay, so we have the hash value here. Explorer.exe. Yeah. Current process. Current process. Explorer. It's exe, guys. So is there any other information we need to add as our activer? I don't think so, guys. Okay, so at this point, this is all we've been able to gather so far. Okay. Yeah. So we can go on to see next. So from this enter, okay, so the malicious, first of all, the malicious URL was sent to Mac and was open. Was open, was sent, and was clicked or was opened, right? We notice also that the malicious payload, malicious file was downloaded called ab.exe, you know, okay? So this should be what's downloaded, guys. Yeah. Then also we are able to see that, what else? We're able to gather that, yeah, that several attempts to delete, several attempts, okay, several command was run, was executed, right, to delete shadow copy file, you know. Uh, so from analysis, you know, so commands executed to delete the shadow copy file. So guys, this is what we're able to gather so far. Yeah. Executed. Okay, so guys, this is my comment, my review of what was done. Okay, so we can click on the playbook. So we've been able to you know, so now close the alert on the monitoring page. So let's go on to the monitoring page, guys. So see, we are able to investigate. So if we go on to closing the alert, so it's a true positive, right? Because it contains a lot of malware, then you can still add my details over here to close the alert. Yeah. So guys, thanks a lot for taking our time, you know, to listen and to go through this particular webinar with us. I hope you learned so much, you know, during the course of this event on investigating the presence of, you know, the event carried out, you know, as a result of Mark clicking on a phishing URL, guys. So thank you so much, guys. Let's see. Let me take a look at, I think, do we have any other information on this? I think should be on the monitoring page. See so far. Yeah. So we've been able to resolve that particular event, close that particular alert, which is the phishing URL. Okay, so guys, let's see our results so far. Okay, guys, you can see this is our result. You can see these are the correct answers. We're able to answer correctly. Right. So thank you so much for going through this session with us. Watch out for our next session. Good night. Bye.